Hey guys, it has been a while, and I hope you're enjoying Exile as much as I do. Well, maybe except for the flares and darkness shenanigans. So, first of all, because Delve is such a different league, such a different experience, I'm most likely gonna be doing something different for YouTube content. I want to make more videos and not just build guide videos, and spend more time with each build, which means build guide videos would be less frequent, which means I need to fill up the gap with something else. I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna be doing, but something that I as a viewer would want to see. Any suggestions or feedbacks are welcome. Before I move on with this video, there is more important question. Woolfio, where's your beard? Well, knowing that I will go deep into the delves and probably not see daylights for a very long time, I know I won't have enough time to take care of it, so I had to put it to sleep. RIP beard. Maybe let's start with my initial impression with the Delve League. And the first impression is really good. It's not exactly what I really wanted, and the infinite dungeon feels more like, you know, a fake open world. Same with the quotes infinite dungeon. Sure, it is infinite, but you can't infinitely go deep without loading screens, and you can't go infinitely deep or sideways without getting out and getting more sulfite, which is what I really wanted. I wanted to skip all the maps and just stay in mines forever. I have been playing this game for over 5 years and I have been mapping since then, and I wanted something different as a leveling experience, different goals, and infinite dungeon does bring that, but it just doesn't feel infinite in a true sense. It's like saying you can infinitely do maps. Sure, you can infinitely do maps, but you do need to get more maps. But I really like how you can control what possible rewards you can get. More weapons, more armor, more upgrades, more currency. And those encounters at the end of the waypoint are all really cool and different. I just wish that getting fossils would be easier than resonators, because I got a bunch of resonators but not a bunch of fossils, since you can actually buy resonators from the Nico. And currently going sideways in the darkness is pretty annoying and pretty dangerous. Flares don't really work very well, at least they are very clunky. During the fight it's pretty hard to see where the flare is actually on the ground, and there is no clear visual of its radius, since you cannot damage enemies if they are in the darkness, which is also sometimes hard to tell if enemies are or are not in the darkness. You may be standing in the light and the enemy next to you is standing in the dark and you hitting and doing no damage, so it's really hard to see. But GG is trying to improve that, hopefully pretty soon. Now, talking about this build, I don't really want to rush it, and I want to take more time to play with it. And it seems like almost everyone are playing Guardians and almost everyone are playing Minions. Even those who don't normally play Minions. I too wanted to be a Guardian and wanted to play with Minions, but I have to do something different, I guess. So here's the basic idea of the build. It is meant to be slightly bit more of a minion build than a melee build, and I only got 4 minions from Herald of Purity, and then I am using Static Strike, reworked Static Strike. Basically, you hit an enemy a couple times to get 3 stacks and then just run. And for almost 6 seconds, you shoot beams out of your... where are we coming from? Anyway, you shoot beams that can chain, but they are not projectiles, they are still melee attacks. But the base area of effect is pretty small, so while leveling I was using Everest Mirage, and now I'm using Touch of Anguish, which gives extra chain while I'm on maximum frenzy charges. And it seems like chain is very important for this. I do have 60% increased area of effect, and it still doesn't feel like it's enough. But the good thing is I don't have to rely on Static Strike alone. While I'm running and proccing beams, each time I hit with beam, I also trigger Holy Relics Nova thing, which also does damage and heals, well not heals but gives regen. Also randomly kill enemies and refresh duration of Herald of Purity minions, which also heals them, I think. So it is like a mix of walking simulator build, minion build, and melee attack build. And I was actually very impressed with the leveling process. For the most part I was using only 2 link Static Strike and only 2 or 3 link Herald of Purity, and only after finishing Act 10 Kitava I bought a 5 link body armor, which I'm using for Static Strike, and Herald of Purity is currently on a 4 link. Hopefully I can get a pseudo 5 link helmet. I still need to upgrade, well, almost all of my gears. I'm not sure about my second weapon. Originally I was planning the Scourge Claw, but it's pretty expensive at the start of the league because it only drops from Chimera. So currently I am using like 320 DPS axe. For some extra damage I'm also using Val Ancestral Warchief, which actually is crazy. And it looks so funny when it leap slams onto faraway enemies and then does the cascading slam thing. It really makes me want to play Warchief build, but maybe later. I want to fully fund this build for now. I will include path of building import code with my current build setup, but it will change quite a lot I think. I may do quite big changes to passive skill tree, obviously better items and stuff, but for now everything seems to work well. And basically without any investments, well except for the touch of anguish claw. But I'm not even sure if I will be using the chain and maybe using some other weapon. Or maybe a shield. Nah, probably just dual wield. More damage. Oh, actually, you know what? Now I just remembered. I may actually try using the Chubber faded version. But this two-handed mace seems like it's suited more for dominating blow minion build. But I'll see. If it's not too expensive, I may actually try it. So that's gonna be it for now. Hopefully next video will be a proper build guide video. Maybe not yet. Maybe I'll fill with something else. Also, if you wanna catch me streaming, there is a link in video description. And you can also see my streaming schedule. So for now, thank you for watching and see you soon.